Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the homestead. We are going to be planting some peppers, an eggplant, and later on some potatoes today. So I have different varieties of peppers. I have some Echvarsky peppers right back here, and then some bullnose peppers. I have some jalapenos on this side, which are actually jalapenos without the heat. So it's not a peno, it is an heirloom variety. And then on my right, I have some eggplant. Across the garden, we'll be planting some of our hot peppers, a couple of jalapenos, some cayenne peppers, and then some really pretty ornamental hot pepper bushes. We'll keep you guys posted later on in the season and see how beautiful those get. Now, after we're done with that, we're going to try a little garden experiment, and we're going to try something new with our potatoes. I have not really successfully grown potatoes yet, except for some potatoes that I grew in bags. So we're going to take you guys along and show you how we do that, and we'll keep you posted on the progress. For those of you who are new to our channel, we use woven weed fabric to cover all of our garden rows, and then we just burn a hole wherever we're going to plant our plants, and then we'll dig a hole and plant that right into the ground there. If you've seen our video on planting tomato plants, you know that I used my auger drill bit on my DeWalt drill to dig nice deep holes into the ground. Unfortunately, that drill is many years old and it finally died on us. So I'm gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way and just dig by hand. So I'm gonna dig a nice big hole into this soil. I'm moving the mulch out of the way because I have a nice cover of mulch. So we want to move that out of the way and not mix that into my soil. Then I'm going to dig a nice big hole and mix some of the fertilizer, Happy Frog. I really like this fertilizer. And some Epsom salt, just regular Epsom salt. If you're going to use this in your garden, make sure it doesn't have any of the added scents like the lavender, but just regular plain Epsom salt is a really good fertilizer, especially for tomatoes and bell peppers. Bell peppers just love magnesium, and that's what's in this Epsom salt. So I always like to mix a little bit of that into the soil when I plant them, and then periodically, probably about once a month, I will come and actually make an Epsom salt solution and dilute that into water and spray my pepper plants, spray the leaves. You can pour some down at the base. It's just a really good way to fertilize your peppers. And when I put my peppers in the ground, I like to make sure that the roots are nice and loose, that they're not all bound up around the base of this plant. And get them in there nice and deep. I would say get this below the ground level, the base of the root below the stem below the ground level. You want to make sure that they are well supported. Your peppers will get, hopefully, really nice and big and heavy. And so we will need to add some support to these. We'll add some trellising, just the cattle panel trellises like we did with our tomatoes, to give some support to these peppers. Now when I plant peppers, I put them about 1 foot apart. Peppers actually do enjoy being close together. Unlike tomatoes, tomatoes do not like to touch. They sprawl away from each other. But peppers do. They're actually, it's been said that peppers grow best holding hands. So I plant my peppers about 1 foot apart, and they'll actually do well with their branches touching. So that is totally okay if they do that. And I plant my eggplants the same as I do my bell peppers, except I don't add any Epsom salt to the soil. Just dig a nice big hole, space them 12 inches apart, add some of that Happy Frog organic fertilizer to the soil, and drop the plant in there. I told you that I'm putting my hot peppers on this other side of the garden. So why am I doing that? I have heard that if you plant your sweet peppers and your hot peppers together, your sweet peppers will actually start to taste hot when they finally come to fruit because they cross-pollinate. Now, the experts say that that is not true. A sweet pepper plant will only produce a sweet pepper, and a hot pepper plant will only produce a hot pepper. However, if they are so close together that they cross-pollinate, the byproduct of that second generation is going to be hot peppers. So that will make a difference if you're saving seed. Because all of my peppers are heirloom, I would really like to save seed this year. So I really don't want my sweet peppers next year to taste like hot peppers. So that's why I have them separated, and hopefully putting them on 2 different sides of the garden will be enough space that they won't do that. Alright, I've told you guys that I've never successfully grown potatoes before. The closest I got was last year growing some of them in these reusable grocery bags. And these are just like kind of the fabric-y, cheap ones that you get at the checkout counter, not the plastic ones. So we have a neighbor that has some sheep and goats, and he brings us the bedding from his stall when he cleans it out, and that's what I have behind me. Now, we've just had the yard mowed, so you can't see this, but the grass around the base of this, it was just tremendous. So I had a thought, what if I tried to grow potatoes in just this bedding? And because sheep and goat manure is cold manure, so you can put it straight on your garden plants and it won't burn them, maybe this will work. So what I'm going to do is just fill about 4 or 5 inches of this bedding into these bags, and then I'm going to place the potato right on top of that, add just a little bit more of the bedding, and then when my plants start to sprout, I'm going to add a little bit more, and I'm going to keep doing that until this reaches the top, and hopefully the whole bottom of this will fill with potatoes. Now, seed potatoes are actually pretty expensive, so I told you guys, this is going to be an experiment. Hopefully it works. I have some organic potatoes that I bought at the grocery store, and I love the gold potatoes. So these are probably a Yukon Gold variety. They are organic, so they sprouted in my pantry. And when I say they sprouted, you guys, I mean they sprouted, like seriously sprouted. So I'm going to take these potatoes and put 1 potato per sack and see what happens. Hopefully in 3 months, 90 days is statistically what you're supposed to grow potatoes in. I'll bring you guys along and we'll keep an eye on them and see if it works. Folks, if it works, then basically I just used a bag of potatoes that I would have normally thrown away because they're really not good for eating anymore. Some really inexpensive reusable grocery bags and free bedding that I got from my neighbor. That would be a really cheap way to grow some potatoes, right? Stick around, you guys. We're going to figure out if this works. It has been a great day for gardening. Thank you guys so much for coming along with us. If you're new to our channel, I want to welcome you. We're just so happy that you're here. If you haven't subscribed yet, would you do me a favor and subscribe right now? Click that notification bell and make sure that you stay up to date whenever we post new videos so you can stay current on what's going on our homestead. There's a lot more stuff coming and you guys don't want to miss that. I hope to see you guys in a future video. Until then, y'all have a blessed day. Bye-bye.